buried alive, extremely vulnerable, stuck, in quicksand, struggling and fighting with everything I had but getting nowhere. My mind screaming move, but my body saying no. Helpless, trapped in my own lifeless body. A body in a bed, terrifying. I can't move anything. Imagine your worst ever pain, times it by 10. Imagine not being able to move positions to relieve the pain. Add a bit more pain. That was my pain. So before I was poorly, I was probably one of the sportiest people you would have ever met. I've tried so many different sports.
Very, very active. She lived really just for playing hockey, for her tennis, football.
She was very much like a mum, bubbly, vivacious, happy-go-lucky.
And then I found my path in life, which was as a tennis coach. I used to play at quite a high level. I took up coaching when I was about 16 and I absolutely loved it.
Hayley, as a coach, she was, in my eyes, perfect.
Always laughing, joking, really getting down with the kids to get them to do tennis the way that she wanted them to do it, having a real good time and really involving them in the art of learning how to play tennis. After living in America and coaching football in America, one of the guys that was in charge there, he ran a charity called Coaches Across Continents, and he asked me if I'd like to go and coach football in Africa. I jumped at the opportunity, and I had to have different vaccinations to be able to enter Africa. I was going to Uganda, and one of the vaccinations I had to have was the yellow fever vaccination. I had that on the Friday at about midday, and then I was coaching in the afternoon, and then on the Saturday I had a hockey tournament, and then when I got home I was feeling quite short of breath. I was quite weak. I found just moving around was hard work. I was very lethargic. I started to get pins and needles throughout my body. My friend said, "Hayley, I think we need to take you to A&E." So I was rushed through, made to lie on the bed while they took all sorts of observations and tests.
Hayley taken us to the airport, I think, the day before, and I was with her mum in Egypt on a diving holiday, and they had to use a sat phone, I think, about the second day into the holiday to tell us that there was an issue at home, and Hayley was in hospital.
I woke up on the morning of Tuesday the 4th of May, and I just had this itch on my face, so I just naturally went to itch my itch. So I tried to move my left arm towards my face, and it just didn't happen. I couldn't move my arm. I thought, oh, that's a bit strange. And then I thought, what's going on here? And then I go to sit up, and I couldn't move. I just remember feeling very scared, thinking, am I going to die?
So when I and Gina first saw her, I think we were absolutely horrified as parents. You don't expect your children to be, wired up and not able to move and not able to talk.
All the trainee doctors were coming to see me because I was an unusual case, and that's when a doctor called Dr. Roberts came to see me. He thought possibly that this could be Guillain Barré Syndrome.
Hayley had to have the yellow fever vaccination before she went to Uganda because 60% of people infected with this disease will die. Doctors believe that the vaccine was the probable cause of Hayley contracting Guillain Barré Syndrome. Guillain Barré Syndrome is when your body's immune system attacks part of the nervous system. The nerves cannot transmit signals efficiently, so muscles lose their ability to respond to the brain's commands.
It was good to know that I'd actually been diagnosed with something and that there was something wrong with me. I remember the consultant at Trafford General, he said to me, "Oh, I don't know if you'll ever walk again. We've got no idea. Well, you'll just have to wait and see, and maybe with the right attitude you might." From spending so much time in hospital and my life completely being turned upside down, it obviously had a huge mental impact on me. I felt very suicidal. I thought, my life like this there's no point living it. Why would I want to spend my life like I am now? So my turning point, I was in hospital and it was the hottest day of the year, and I weighed the most I'd ever weighed. I felt horrible, I felt fat, ugly, just disgusting and a sweaty mess. And then I thought, I can't go on like this, my life cannot be like this. And I thought to myself, if I can transfer from my wheelchair to the toilet or my wheelchair to the bed, then I can take a step. And if I can take one step, I can take 2 steps. And if I can take 2, I can take 3. So from that minute on, I tried to do an extra step each day. That's what really worked for me at that point. I just knew I couldn't go on like this. You can have physios and doctors and everyone telling you all the things in the world to do to make yourself get better and to be able to move on with your life. But until you actually decide in your own head that yes, this is what I want to do and I want to move forward, I call that the click. Once you've had your click, that's when you can start to move forward and move on with your life. I did a walkathon to raise some money for Guillain, which is the GBS charity. I didn't really have in mind how many steps I was going to do, I just wanted to do as many as I could. So I managed to do it, and I did 10 steps. From all my sponsorship, I managed to raise £1,642, which was a great total. So the day I got discharged on the 3rd of March 2016 was the best feeling in the world. I finally could now move on with my life, put what's happened to me for the past nearly 6 years behind me and move forward. My life's now on a completely different path. I started volunteering last May at the Children's Venture Farm Trust, and my life doesn't revolve around sport now. I've now seen a different side to life, and I want to help these children. I am now probably much more happier than I was. What
she went through shows that no matter what happens to any of us, whether it's minor or major, you can still get through it.
I would describe Hayley now as a vivacious young woman who lives life to the full. She's still recovering from GBS, but she'll have a good go at anything, and she just tries her best to get back into life as she knew it.
She's happy again, which is, as a parent, you can't ask for any more.
I'm so proud of Hayley for what she's been through and just the person that she is, and I love her to bits.
Everything happens for a reason, and I've learned so much from my terrible experience. It's hard to believe, but I thank God every day that I went through what I did, because it's made me the person I am today. I've learned that bad things happen to everyone, but you can't let it crush your spirit. You have to keep moving forward. We all go through hard times, but having the right attitude really does make all the difference. I've learned that we are much more capable than we think we are. The things I've had to learn how to do again were the hardest things I've ever done, and often I was sure I would never be able to do them. But with hard work and determination, I did. Ta-da! Our health is the #1 thing that we all take for granted, and when it's taken away, you see what really matters. So you need to get out and do the things you want to do and live your life to the fullest now. Life can change at any second. Don't forget to enjoy it.